of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Vikings and the Barons. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Brooklyn Barons. Brandon Gaunt and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And we all know the scouting report on him. He can attack the field at all levels with a very strong arm and make big-time plays off schedule. We also see a player with confidence and swagger. We see a guy who knows how to lead a team, who knows how to compete, and wants to be great every time he hits the field.
Quickly to the air is Wilson. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. On 3rd down, Wilson. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Hall to start the drive. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Wilson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground with Hall. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd.
Here's Wilson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 25-yard attempt.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he is going to lose yardage here. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in-vogue plays, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Vikings slow to get up.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. There's Wilson to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off.
There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did. It came through with a big-time pick 6.
The try here for the extra point. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. It worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
He's going to keep this again.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
Picked up by DJ Reed.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, you know, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
One of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Again, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On second down, a run with Hall.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now it's Wilson. Completes it to Davis. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Paul ought to give up the middle. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Paul again on 2nd down. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Coming up here, looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Carlson is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look at a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
First down, Vikings.
He'll look to throw. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 2nd and 6. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
But a good play is made on defense. Oftentimes, leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned. All the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
The Vikings send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
On first down, Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Straight ahead is Hall. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1 yard gain. From the gun on third down, Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Here's a give to Hall. And he's got it to about the 40. From the 40 now on second down. Wilson, he finds his man, complete. It's Haynes. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Throwing is Wilson. He's got Fuller. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Wilson. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. Well, this offense has already been forced to settle for field goals on their drives earlier, so this is not a welcome sign here.
Indeed, it is not, and they certainly hope it's not a sign for the entire game because they know they've got to be able to sustain drives all the way through. Pick up those guys rushing the quarterback and give himself a chance.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. On third down, here's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. This a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now a play fake here on first down. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7. Wilson. He finds his man. Complete. That's Wilson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man. Complete. That's Wilson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They'll get 34 yards there.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. To throw is Wilson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And now out comes Minnesota. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just a time.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, they matched their opponent's pick 6 from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now they're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. That's for the opposing offense. You wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but
It shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw here. Open man here is Conklin.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now this time he'll look to throw. And Cook has it left side. And he'll get nothing out of that one. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Fuller. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with a football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. This pass complete to Higgins. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And complete right side to Cook.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
T. Higgins as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for our home team, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Moore. He's going to air one out. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to get a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They go play action here on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Carmichael. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, obviously the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play, but the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Looking to throw. More. And it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Ward. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
To throw on 2nd down. Carmichael, he finds his man, complete. That's Haynes. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Carmichael, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Rodgers to return it.
Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Well, with them trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And, boy, he did it there.
And he'll decide to keep this once more.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Here's Ward from the gun on 3rd down.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
To throw is Ward on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Operating the gun, Ward. That's caught by Smith Jr. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Now Ward on 3rd down. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. The ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going out right. And this will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now 2nd down.
He kept his hands and tried to put it across the goal himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. They've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. from 3 yards out.
And the Vikings have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out, it was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Oh, a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Carmichael. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
16.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On second down, it's Haynes. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Haynes.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Looking to throw on second down. Carmichael. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Carmichael. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Kyler Gordon drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
This rookie was already being tested as he tries to lead a comeback here in the second half. Now he's got to get some momentum back after that sack and a big loss.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
He was taking the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Ward down, looking to throw on second down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 17. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback is sacked. Recovered by the Vikings.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Gets around him. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle they go. It's Haynes.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
It's a 13-yard pickup as the down reset.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. To throw on second down. Carmichael escaping the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
To throw on 3rd down, Carmichael. This will be caught just inside the 10. Touchdown! A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Barons have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
And out now come the Vikings.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Off play action. Ward. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They'll run on first down. It's Haynes, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Carmichael, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
This pass complete to Ruckert. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Once again, Ruckert.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Back to throw. Carmichael in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Looking to throw. Carmichael. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Carmichael. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players went through the line to get him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This is a 26-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will cut the lead down to just 2.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, It's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st and 10, Carmichael flushed out right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Carmichael. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. He throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st down, Haynes. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Haynes, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a nice pickup on 1st down, that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gain, you can run that plan any down.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Haynes, and he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Carmichael. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. On 3rd down, Haynes. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Vikings head out to take over once again. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Ward throwing on 1st down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Holding on to the lead at this stage in the 2nd half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Carmichael. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Barons have taken a 4th quarter lead. Well, quite the comeback here. They have erased that deficit, pushed themselves out in front now here in this 4th quarter.
Well, this game's kind of fought the horse race, hasn't it, partner? Because, yeah, the other guys run out to their big lead, but then slowly and surely, they've been creeping up and closing that gap. Now they've stuck ahead in front here late in the game. The finish line's not far away. They need their defense to finish this thing off.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 5. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
And now out comes Minnesota.
But the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Here's Ward from the gun on 3rd down.
He'll find Smith-Marset complete. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3 and out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
To throw is Ward on 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now Ward to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. He's going to take another shot here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Now a throw here to his running back.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Back to throw.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted.
And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. So now it's 2 straight drives that end with an interception.
And the first time, the first interception, they ended up getting 6 points out of it and taking the lead. Now they have an opportunity to increase that lead after their 2nd pick on 2 drives.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers. Anyone who's going to lay down a block, don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game.
And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off.
On 2nd down, it's Haynes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.